My OFM agency made 920k last month, and that should piss you off because I am not smarter than you, nor am I more talented, nor did I start from a better position than you did. That's all not true. I mean, you probably expect me to yell at you throughout the entire video that you're broke or that I'm better and that you have to buy my mentoring and my course, but I'm not gonna do that because the only difference between you and me, the only thing I still have on you is the systems and the principles I use to run my agency. And that's what this video is about. I want to show you the 4 systems and principles that got me to where I am so you can copy them directly after and scale your agency. And I can't stress this enough. Numbers in this industry don't mean anything, all right? I'm not trying to flex on you or act like I'm the most successful guy. There's a guy in my mentoring right now that makes more money than me at this point, managing trans creators, chicks with dicks, all right? That is fucking disgusting. So no, I'm not trying to flex on you. I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm the most successful. Again, the dashboard I showed you, that's revenue, not profit. I'm not taking home most of it, right? But I can show you exactly how I got there. So if you're below 920k, you can pick the nuggets, implement them in your agency, and make more money. As simple as that. Because those systems and those principles and those learnings came from the last 6 years of me running my agency and fucking it up for most of the way. I've done all the mistakes in the book multiple times. But if you even see this video, you can kind of check below. There's almost 7,000 agencies that found my content so helpful that they decided to subscribe to German who can't stop saying bad words. So let's get to the 4 things that got me to 920k, with the first one being hire slow, fire fast. What do I mean by this? This is a mistake that I've done so many times in my first 2.5 years of running my agency, which you have to understand before I get to the exact principle behind it. Employees are your number 1 bottleneck. You can get the best weapon possible with the best sights, an angled grip, an extended magazine, and all this stuff, the best weapon on the planet. But if the soldier that's holding this weapon doesn't know where to aim and he's kind of just all over the place, you won't win the war. Meaning your systems, your SOPs, your way of running the agency completely burns to shit if your employees don't know how to use it or they refuse to actually implement what you're telling them. Meaning your employees at a certain point, especially after hitting your first 10k a month, are gonna be your number 1 bottleneck. Now, that for you means that your ultimate goal as the CEO of the agency is to take care of your employees. Because let's be honest, what are the top 3 things you as the agency owner can actually influence in terms of the revenue? If you've watched other videos of mine, you know there are only 3. There's creator acquisition, systemizing, and hiring. Those are the only 3 things you as the CEO have to take care of so your agency runs smooth. The rest you can outsource. And again, to who are you going to outsource to if you have shit employees? Now, hiring is the most important thing to go from 10k to 100, even 200k. This is the bottleneck that most agencies have, but they don't even know because they think they have bad chatting systems. They think they have bad scripts. They think their marketing is ass, but it's not that. It's just the people you put in charge of it are fucking incompetent and they don't listen to you. So hiring is the most important part. And the principle that I had to learn the hard way is hire super fucking slow, but fire instantly. That means, to give you a few examples, when you hire someone, set up a direct hiring funnel that may even take like a week to get all the applicants that apply for the job, different filtering stages, different tests, to make sure they are the perfect fit for the position. Don't settle for employees that don't fit your criteria. If you get 10 people to apply, you pick the best one, you're like, well, I guess he's the best one out of all of them. This is where your agency gets stuck. Get more applicants. Okay, do the job yourself for another 2 weeks and get the best fucking person for the job. I guarantee you, the cost of hiring the wrong person is so fucking expensive. The time you spend hiring them, training them, fixing their mistakes, hiring a new replacement, the money you spend on the hiring, the training, their salary, the mistakes they do, the money they leave on the table. We are talking about tens of thousands of dollars in time and money if you calculate your hourly rate that you're just wasting by hiring the wrong person. That also means once you hired the right person, you want to have a complete thought through onboarding system, work with KPIs to track their individual performance, have standard performance reviews, figuring out, are they doing their job? Are they doing it correctly? Are they doing what I expect them to do? But also put them in a feedback loop. Give every single one of your employees daily feedback. If you're not doing that, you're just leaving money on the table. Really, and I mean this. There's a pile of money on this table and you are actively saying, you know what? No, I do not want this money. Please, could you get it away from me? Ugh, money, bah. Put that away. This is you not giving your employees daily feedback. Because let's do the math on this, right? Let's say you give your employees feedback once a week. I give them feedback every single day. That means my employees are going to progress 7 times faster than yours. Meaning you need 7 months to get an employee to a certain level. I need 30 days. You see how important daily feedback is. So don't even stop there, because if you listen to what I'm saying in the first point, hire slow, but also fire fast. That means you can't get emotionally connected to your employees so it doesn't cloud your judgment, which is a very controversial thing to say. And let me rephrase this. You should absolutely bond with your team. You should like them. You should have personal relations with them. And if you hire the right people and if you're the right leader, there should be a very big company culture and you should sympathize with all of them. I want to see every single one of my employees succeed, but I don't let it cloud my judgment, which I have done in the past, and it cost me a fuck ton of money. Because you may have an employee that has been the best man on your wedding. He's been the most loyal guy. He's done amazing work in the past, but last couple of months, he's just been going down. He's not putting in the effort. He's not doing what he's supposed to do, and he's fucking up. Now, what are you gonna do? Because you know he's been doing great for the last year. He's been an amazing employee, a good friend of yours. What are you gonna do? Now, I can tell you what you should do. What you should do is talk to him, communicate to him. Listen, I like you, but with this, and this that you're fucking up, I run an enterprise here, and I can't let you affect the other team members and the revenue of this company. So I want to help you fix that problem if you are ready to get it fixed. I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to do and how. You just need to implement it. But just gonna mention now, if you're not able to do that, I will think about letting you out of the company. There's no bad blood, but I'm running an enterprise here and I have to differentiate between me liking you or me having a profitable company. Does that make sense? Cool. And you put him on the spot. You let him make the decision for you. And that's the learning I want to give here before I go to the second point. Employees that do not do the work that you specifically request off of them, they made the decision for you. Some of you might not have this problem, but especially when you grow the enterprise, when you grow the agency, you're going to run into people that you don't want to fire, but you have to. And this is where you can't be emotional about it because it's about money. And them not doing what you told them to do, them not delivering what you need them to deliver, this is them making the decision for you. And you can communicate it once, you can tell them once, but if they still don't fix it, you have to let them go. Be nice about it, give them a little bonus, help them find a new job. Cool, but you will have to let them go. So fire super fast. You can't settle for less, and your employees will fuck up your agency more than you or any creator ever can. Now, the second point is going to be even more relevant, but before, I want you to take a look at this little phone here, because what I'm about to do though is called a little ad break, but stay with me. Because on the 28th of March, I'm hosting the biggest OFM event in Europe, in Prague. We have a bunch of fucking guest speakers. We're doing one-on-one sit-downs with every single member to analyze your agency and help you make more revenue. And no, I'm not charging thousands of dollars for this event. In fact, the first event I did like this was entirely free. You can see the after movie on the screen. However, there's only 30 spots for 30 agencies to make sure me and my entire agency team, my employees that I've been yapping about for the last minute, right? We are actively looking at your agency. So I want to make sure everyone who's coming is serious about it. You can join by just sending me the word Prague on Telegram to my account at Oliver Smoley. And I'm genuinely excited to have all of you there. This is going to be my best event so far. So enough of the ad, let's go back to the video. So now that we finished the ad break, let's get to the second point, which is be a numbers guy. And before you skip the video, you do the little like triple tap on the YouTube, right? Every time there's a fucking ad. Don't do it, trust me. Because you can just look at me for a second. You can look at my older videos. What do you see? You see back in my old videos, a bald guy with tattoos in tracksuits saying a lot of bad words, right? So would you think I'm a numbers guy? Would you think I like looking at statistics and KPIs and numbers? Would you think I'm a little nerd? I hope not. Now, this should be the proof of you that if I'm saying you have to be a little numbers nerd, even if you don't want to be, you need to be one, all right? Being a numbers guy doesn't mean just jerking off about your revenue all the time. It means analyzing. Because here's a phenomenon that I see in the OFM industry on a daily basis. Most of you guys that are watching this, I assume I'm not the only OFM YouTuber you watch, even though it breaks my heart. I thought we were something special. How could you? I trusted you with my life and you're cheating on me. You're fine. Go to your other YouTubers. It's fine. But on a serious note, I'm not the only YouTuber you watch. I'm not the only Telegram group that you're in. Link in bio, 13,000 members completely for free. Smash like. I'm not the only guy you listen to. I'm not the only guy who gives you SOPs. So you have probably seen a fuck ton of instructions, infos, SOPs, systems, scripts. You have all of that. You have more than the average agency if you're watching this video, especially after watching more of mine. So your problem isn't having the theoretical knowledge, having the systems or knowing about them. Your problem is implementation and testing. Now, what that means is you have to go out, and this is something that I had to learn myself. You have to go out every single week and A/B test everything. You hear about a new chatting script. Okay, the bad agency just says, oh yeah, we're just kind of gonna use it. Yeah, here, chatters, hi chatters, here's a new script, whatever. And it works or it doesn't, they don't even know. This is why people are stuck. What you wanna do, say, okay, we have this script, let's have 3 variations, test every single one of them. Okay, this script got a 50% unlock rate, the other variation has 30%, this year has 55. Okay, why? Maybe in these scripts, she had like a different angle at the beginning. People liked it more. Okay, let's have that in all the other scripts. You see where I'm getting at. The key here, and this this is why I said being a numbers guy is tracking and knowing your numbers in the business. If you go up to me, ask me what's your PPV purchase rate, what's your chatting ratio, your average reply time, your Instagram conversion, how many views do you need to make per sub, how many subs do you need to get for this LTV, I can tell you all of these numbers from scratch or after 2 minutes of opening one spreadsheet. And this is why my agency makes 920K, because I hate being a numbers guy. It's pissing me off. What I like to do is marketing. I like to do marketing. I like to schedule Instagram reels, have new crazy ideas, but that's not bringing in money. That's not putting money in the bank. So you need to be super analytical about your business, especially if you're already making 5 to 10K a month or more. This is when it gets relevant, especially then. Meaning, have all your numbers tracked and split test everything. This industry is super individual. The strategy that works for person A doesn't work for person B. The thing that person A makes hundreds of thousands of dollars with is a completely bad idea for the other person. So the thing you need to do if you want to try something out, if you want to fix something, is set up tests, test different variations, test different things, track all the numbers, come to a conclusion, then test the conclusion that you have again until you come to a point where you learn everything. Because guess fucking what? This is how I started. So I had to learn this the hard way. You guys don't have to. You can listen to a German with tattoos on YouTube and he tells it to you for free. But when I started, there was no gurus, there was no groups, no SOPs. This is how I figured out the industry, and this is why I'm still alive after 6 years. How many agencies do you know that have survived over 6 years? This is the exact reason. So even though you might not like it, you have to be a numbers guy, because numbers are the only truth in this industry. Doesn't matter how you feel about something, doesn't matter if you think your reel is good, doesn't matter if you think your chatting is solid. Your numbers are the only objective truth. And there's this very famous saying, if you don't know your numbers, you don't run a fucking business. And 5 or 4 years ago, I may have disagreed with that, but nowadays I can confirm to you from my personal standpoint, this couldn't be more true. All right? Be a numbers guy even if you hate it. The next point we have is always prepare for the worst. Now, what do I mean by this? This industry is like walking home at night at a German train station and trying to not get stabbed by an immigrant, because it's not a question of if it will happen, but just when. Is it going to happen in 5 minutes or in 10 minutes? It's always going to happen. And it's the same with this industry. Now, instead of getting stabbed by an immigrant whose name, if you try to pronounce it, will probably make your furniture start floating, this industry is super fucking flagrant. Meaning, what can go wrong in your agency? Well, basically everything. You don't own any assets, right? Your Instagram accounts that make you $500,000 a month, they can get deleted tomorrow. Your creator that makes up the majority of your revenue, even if you try to ignore it when you try to sleep at night, she can get pregnant tomorrow, right? She can just find God, stop the industry. She can just work with another agency tomorrow, like that. Her OF account can get banned. We had that case. I mentioned it in a couple of other videos. When I started 2023, hungover 1st of January, we lost like 80% of our OF accounts over fucking night because there was a ban wave. Try dealing with that. And I'm not even speaking about tax problems, chatter scamming, all that shit that can go wrong. So to quickly clarify, there's always something going wrong in this industry, and you need to prepare for that. Now, for every single problem, there's different preparations. I have an entire video about how to deal with Instagram bans, all that stuff. But just to keep in mind for you, you have to assume every single thing that currently makes you money is going to stop working tomorrow. Meaning, differentiate. You have one creator that makes the majority of your revenue. That should be a fucking red flag. That should scare the hell out of you. Meaning, get your fucking recruiting up. Get more creators like her. Try to get more creators that make up more revenue. So in case she leaves, you're not bankrupt. You have one employee that takes care of everything. Bro, he can leave tomorrow, all right? He can get a better offer tomorrow. Hire a bunch of other employees. Let him teach them. So in case he leaves, you're not fucked. The same thing with, I have one big Instagram account that makes all the money. Fuck, I need more traffic sources. I need more accounts. I need to make sure this one doesn't get banned. What if it happens? What's my protocol? You need to prepare for the worst. Because if I wanted to vent about all the shit that happened to my agency over the last 6 years, we'd be sitting here, right? But this isn't my therapy session, right? It is on Tuesday, actually. It's tomorrow. But you want to be super fucking prepared for all this bullshit, because I guarantee you things will go wrong. And you're one Instagram ban, one creator getting pregnant, and one employee leaving away from making $0 again. And that should fucking scare you, because I assume you're not here to make some quick money over a few months. You want to be here in 2 years from now. So prepare for the fucking worst always, even if it takes you time and money. Now, the last and most important point that I will mention to you is creators are your golden ticket. Creators are the way you scale your agency. Now, what do I mean by that? I want you to sit down and look at your current agency. I really want to. Look at your current agency and now imagine, with the systems you have, with the knowledge you have, the employees you have, imagine a new creator came in your agency tomorrow. Perfect looks, all right? Big boobs, beautiful face, long blonde hair, whatever your agency archetype is, the ideal creator looks wise. She doesn't complain. She works 10 hours a day. She does everything perfect. She knows exactly how to speak in front of a camera. She doesn't need much instructions. She's super happy with the work, like a fucking robot, right? A woman that doesn't complain. Now, I haven't found one that does that. But just imagine that creator joining your agency. How much money do you think you could make with her? Everything's perfect. Everything that you need is there. She works constantly, perfect looks. How much money do you think you would make with this creator? Realistically. And your answer should probably piss you off, because that means your creator is the bottleneck in your current agency. Now, to what extent? I don't know. Maybe your creator is literally the main bottleneck. She's not doing the work. You literally can't do anything. Maybe you have a solid creator where, hey, we're making good money, but there's still some problems. So after you thought that through, your main thought should be where I'm trying to get you, which is recruiting is going to be the way to scale. Because these creators are out there. They may be rare and they may be harder to get, of course. But imagine if you had an agency, not with one of these creators, but you had 5 of these perfect creators in your agency. Would you be able to make, what, at least 200-300 grand per month? Probably, right? So your problem isn't necessarily only the hiring or the systems or the SOPs. At the end, it's always the creator. Because I can tell you about agencies that I know. They have creators making 300, 400, 500K a month. And the agency works like, what, 3-4 hours a day on it? Which is not what you should be doing, by the way. I don't like that. I would, if I had a creator like this, I would work double to make the most money. But there's creators that have such a unique look and such a unique way in front of the camera and overall the things that they do, and they're so reliable. You as the agency can make 10 times the money with a fraction of your current work. So that means recruiting is always going to be the easiest way to scale. It's not the only one. It's not the only thing you should be doing. But keep that in mind. Your recruiting directly influences how much money you make. So whatever you're doing for recruiting right now, whatever point you're in the agency, be aware your recruiting shouldn't stop. Your recruiting shouldn't be left on the side like, we need to send Instagram DMs. It's a full department in your agency that if you don't take it seriously, you're always going to be stuck. How many agencies that you know complain about bad creators? How many agencies you know got out of business because their creators were fucking up? They couldn't find the right creators. So this is the exact reason why most of them fail. Meaning, after this video, what you should be doing is figure out a way to set up actual recruiting systems to make some motherfucking money. This is going to be your money-making activity after this. I have a fuck ton of videos on this channel. I have a fuck ton of free ebooks on Telegram. You can just find them in my free group. The link's in the description. But recruiting should be your way to scale. And it took me about 4 years to figure that out. I can tell you, it took me 4 years because I thought, well, the chick has tits, she has a pussy, she will make money. But it couldn't be further from the truth because we're marketing here. And if you know anything about marketing, if the product is good enough, you don't need to market much. Now, if the creator is 10 out of 10, not looks wise, but being unique, having something special about her, work ethic, respect for your agency's work, all of that stuff, you don't need to work that hard. Because here's the thing that I've said in another video so far, the less interesting your creator gets, the more you have to make up for it with better marketing. So if you have a Sophie Rain that has a super unique body type, super unique face, right? Not even that she's famous, but just the way she looks and the way she works. You can just post a basic dance on Instagram and probably make more views than the agency with a shit creator that did like a 10-part crazy Instagram reel. Now, you should still combine both of them. You should still have the best reels and the best creator. But just to put that into perspective, there's agencies that have to do almost nothing because they sign the best creators. I hope you understand that, and those are the 4 main takeaways I had. And it took me a while to get all of them together because I could tell you much more, but this is what this channel is for. So let me know if that video was helpful. I'll very happily answer your questions in the comments. Besides that, join the free Telegram community in the bio and be a part of the Prague event. Just text me at Prague, at Oliver Smoley on Telegram. That being said, hope you have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.